Don't forget the maybe, baby. So here we go. Is the relationship over if the marriage proposal is declined?
First off,
If she said no to the ring,
listen. So I'm saying bye-bye.
No vagina is whack or dry. You just don't turn her on. I'm jugular out the gate, bro. Let's get into this.
Dating someone you can have fun with is really unmatched. That's in my top 3. If I can't have fun with you, I don't even know how this thing gonna work.
hey, bro, give us the other 2. Fun and what else?
Nah.
All right, no, don't worry. It's all good. What else?
That's why you can't tell your brother stuff in confidence, because they go,
Let's normalize bragging about women like this.
Hey, now.
go back. I'm being honest. I feel like she started feeling the beat a little bit.
Are you guys brutally honest with your friends, or do you hold back in order not to hurt their feelings?
The honesty is not the brutal part. The brutal part is how the person perceives your honesty.
If you're dating a narcissist at Christmas, you had better run.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Yeah,
Dude, bro. Hey,
What up?
I don't get enough of watching our old episodes, bro.
It's it always puts a smile on my face, for real.
Yeah,
Good stuff,
fellas. What's the deal, man?
What up? Why going? You did have the Jamaican music going earlier, so yeah, we could go with that.
Hey, I could turn that back on real quick, man.
Hey.
Yo,
Ladies
man.
and gentlemen, welcome to another wonderful episode of Maybe This Will Help, the podcast, season 2, episode 5,000. We happy to be back in the building this Sunday evening.
White t-shirt edition, baby.
White t-shirt edition for sure. We got a good show planned for you guys tonight. It's gonna be
a great show, nigga. You talking about good show?
Right.
Got a great show.
That's a lot of pressure, bro. You just now put
Listen,
a whole lot of pressure.
I felt a bead of sweat roll down my forehead as soon as you said.
Bro, every single episode, God shows up and it's phenomenal, man. This is where I put my faith on the line. This is where I'm willing to bet all on. I'm putting all my money on God doing something amazing to us tonight. I ain't putting nothing back. Ain't no plan B. This plan A. It's gonna be a great show.
Oh Jesus! Come on.
What is that? What? No. What is that? What was that?
That? Oh, what was he doing? Oh,
what was this?
Spear fingers?
That was a come on, Jesus. Come
bro,
on,
you
Jesus.
just got saved in prison. Relax, man. You guys...
Hey, at least my heart was sincere. Hey, I'm trying to get these niggas off me. God help me.
If I get baptized, they let me out on good behavior. Something like that.
Right.
Hey. Well, I mean, we here now, fellas. Let's check in real quick and let's get to it, man.
Yeah. All right. My week, man. My week was good. A lot of ups, a lot of W's this week, man.
Nice.
I got that offer letter to my email finally, so I officially start the new job in a couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you.
About $5.
Huh? I didn't hear you. What?
Still trying to borrow that $5, huh?
Oh, Deb got you. You already told me he had you.
I got you.
Just go ahead and pass that buck.
Don't even
Literally. Nah, other than that, man, I had family day today. That was fun. So I just been, you know what? I think I'm just in a season of being optimistic about life, about relationships, about endeavors. I always honestly, I used to be a bit of a pessimist, just glass half full type of deal. I guess it could be due to the shots that I've been thrown throughout life, but in this season in my life, I just find myself being optimistic about everything, even the stuff that other people aren't optimistic about. I try to look at any way we can make it happen, let's make it happen, man. And that's why, honestly, I feel like that's why the show is going towards the trajectory that it's going towards, because we're all have that same mentality. Like, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it. We're gonna show up. We may be tired. We may not feel like it. Maybe just don't feel like doing the show. But we're gonna show up as much as possible. And we're gonna make it happen. And that's how I'm trying to look at life, man.
Hey, we said that last week, man, being irresponsibly optimistic. That means like when you just so optimistic, like it's like no, you're not being safe enough. Like you're not being a good steward. Like I'm so hooked on the promise of God coming through, man. I'm about to be dumb out here with this faith. And I'm like, I'm speaking it before it's happening. I don't care how many generations it's existed. I'm just optimistically saying it's gonna stop with me by faith.
Yeah,
that's
buddy.
good stuff, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Right. Dub Central, what's up with you, man? You look like Kimbo Slice. It's a Kimbo Slice tonight.
Hey, bring it on. So my week was busy. My week was really busy. I worked a lot this week. I even had to work yesterday. On Friday, I ended up working a 10-hour shift. Then ended up having to get right back up and be to work yesterday at 5 in the morning. Then today was still trying to do little chores around the house. So my week has been real busy. Today was good though. Not to say that throughout the week it wasn't good, but today I was able to get up. I woke up when I was finished sleeping today.
Nice.
I didn't have to wake up to an alarm clock. I woke up when I was finished sleeping today. Nice. And I woke up, and I listened to Transformation Church today, and I did some, I got up early enough to do the praise and worship, you know what I mean, which is good, which is awesome. And then he just stayed in that place, man. He stayed in that place of worship today, and it was good. It was real good, and it seemed like he was talking today. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that it just I was just talking to me like it's okay to feel again. You know what I mean? Like so many things has happened, throughout my life where I just really don't feel a lot, you know what I mean? Or it's not really a big thing, but it's okay to feel again, you know what I mean? And it's like I want to be intentional about my feelings, intentional about feeling things and allowing my body to. I've gotten so numb to a lot, like I've talked to you guys about being so disconnected with a lot, you know what I mean? But now I'm trying to be more intentional about feeling, not changing who I am, you know what I'm saying? Not changing who I am at all. You know what I mean? Not changing my character, not changing who I am, but being more intentional about feeling, allowing myself to feel certain things, even if I didn't understand or didn't know what that felt like coming up.
Right.
Growing up, just saying, okay, you know what? Processing things, what people are doing, and even as far as what I'm saying, like things being emotional, you know what I mean? A lot of times I don't allow myself to feel certain things because I'm just like, what's the point? Got to keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. God's will, you know what I'm saying? This happened. These people were taken away. This happened in my life, blah, blah, blah. It happened. God's will. Maybe I can use it to, inspire somebody else or to keep on pushing. So it's just always just that strong, just keep on pushing. But I'm at the point to where, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to feel, you know what I mean? Even if it's not, even if it's nothing there, at least I have the desire to want to feel.
Yeah.
And however that turns out, and however that turns out is how it turns out. But at this point, I have the desire to feel.
That reminds me of when Jesus went to heal the man that was by the pool of Bethesda, and he said, "Do you want to see? Like, do you want to be healed?" And the first thing the dude did was like give excuses about why he can't get healed. Every time he tries, somebody beats him to the pond.
Right.
Listen. Do you want it? If I can just spark your desire, God can do a miracle with your desire plus your faith. But you got to just be like, I want it. It don't matter if I know how it's going to happen. That's your job, God. I want it. I love that, bro.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
I love that, man.
Donovan, what's up with you, good brother?
One thing I wanted to add, though, Mike, you said you had fun today. What'd you do today, bro? You didn't say what you did that was fun.
So we went to Jay and Denham went to an escape room. We've been that's like our weekly get down. So we went and did one of those. Got some food and just relax, man.
I could dig it.
And I opened up. So I left Planet Fitness, man. Remember I was telling you that I feel like I'm outgrowing the gym.
They put the lunk alarm on you, homie. You was lifting too much weight. They kicked you out. Tell the truth. They kicked you out.
A few times. But yeah, I'm at LA Fitness now, so I'm excited about that.
All right, all right.
Ooh, now you can come hit a set with me. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
Hey, just give me a buddy pass, man. So I can just come through and watch because I ain't hitting the weight y'all hitting, man. You know me, I'm easy selling right now, man. I'm just avoiding injuries and easy sailing, man.
Man,
dude,
how was your week though?
My week was good, man. Let me tell you the highlight of my week. The highlight of my week was doing the commercials for the podcast. I don't know if you guys go back and listen to this podcast, but sometimes I feel like we're so engulfed in the conversation that some of these gems is slipping out of they slipping right by us, man. Doing these commercials this week has blessed my soul to hear our evolution, hear us contradict ourselves in the same episode, to hear our growth, to hear certain things that I didn't hear because I was trying to do something funny, you know what I'm saying, over here and add this little extra little meme here like, I don't believe you. But then I get to go back and watch it and realize Mike just dropped the gem on me. Like, dang, okay, let me think about that. Dub just said something that was extremely powerful because I've been thinking this one way my entire life, but Dub just said like, yo, man, like, what if we could just accept it for how we are and what would be the problem with that? And it didn't immediately make my mind change, but it did cause me to think. Right. So what I'm learning, man, is that this week, man, I'm just grateful for this podcast because if you ain't hear from nobody else, hear from me, man. Replaying this thing over and over again after the show is live, it still can help. It's helped me. I'm here just trying to do marketing stuff, but it's helping me while I'm listening to it. Like, dang, that was good, man. I'm telling you, it's not just funny. It's insightful, man. This is a good time. When's the last time anybody in the audience ever had a conversation about some deep stuff that was this much fun? Like, this is a unique place, man. I'm loving it here.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man.
So that was me, son. Everybody in the audience, what's up, y'all? We see you, Randall. It's not too late, bro. We can still be superstars, man. Allison, Sakia, am I saying that right? Miss Ware, Sheila, Amber, it's good to see y'all. What? Donnie and Mike, y'all don't need to work out anymore, bros. Y'all won already. Hey,
yep.
we gonna move from gym to gym until we win all of them. It's like Monopoly.
Trying to take over the world.
Mike, y'all don't know. I got video of Mike getting kicked out of Planet Fitness. I've been kicked out of better gyms than this. That's what he said on his way out.
Damn.
You a fool.
Hey, me and Dub used to shut down 24-hour fitness on 120th and Crenshaw. Hey. We used to shut it down up in there, man.
Hey, I'm a little man, but you know what I'm saying? I got a little something.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
Y'all fellas ready to start the show?
Man, let's get it going.
Man, I think it's time that we just go ahead and we ain't seen her in a minute. I just want to say hi to my boo, man. What's up, boo? Hey. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how this works. We're about to get into this show. First half is going to be us doing our memes. Second half is going to be video. Go ahead and tag somebody right now. Tag somebody right now. You know, to hear this, hit some fellas up. Let them know, yo, these guys just coming with some vulnerability. Maybe it can help. And remember, the help is not just coming from us. It's coming from y'all, too. So interact in that chat bar.
Hey, I want to just give a shout out to the wow. Is that how they're going to interact?
Yep.
I want to shout out to the fellas that's been tuning in and leaving that positive feedback and, you know, saying that, hey, I never looked at things like this, or this helped me with my relationship, or this helped me with my dating process. Shout out to y'all, because even though we don't get a lot of fellas that tap in as far as commenting and things like that, besides, you know, our regulars like Randall, our little bro, but just
Damn, Randall. We love you, Randall. Don't worry about how Mike said your name. Randall.
No, I'm just saying because he's a regular. I'm just saying because he's wow.
Because he's a that should be honored, man. Because he's a regular, like, you know,
100%. 100%. Don't do me like that, Dub. Don't do me like that, bro. God.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you right now, Mike does not represent Wilder. They just switch.
Hey, yeah, they just switch.
Oh. Hey, this nigga in jail too. Y'all both of it look like Cell Block 4. All right.
Oh wow.
All right, we was about to start the show, bro. But Kerry, check in with us real quick, man, before we get it popping.
Welcome back to the US of A. Welcome back to the
US of A. I'm not back.
Wow.
All right. Well,
wow. There it is. There. All right. It's not back.
Yeah.
Went and bought a
I'm
hotel.
still in the DR, son.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's going on? How y'all doing, man?
Man, we
not in the DR.
We have an issue today. Wondering why Mike traded in the maybe this will help mug for this Trolls Cup. I don't understand what the significance behind that is, but
You made him do it. He lost the bet.
Oh, damn. Oh, you must have been betting on the 49ers today. I understand.
Yikes.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Never that.
All right. Well, since y'all in here, let's go ahead and get this started like this, man. I'm ready to jump into something today. We're going to start off like this because we need to. Ladies. If they can do it, we can do it, fellas.
What?
No, we can't. No, we cannot. No, we cannot.
Yo,
what's going on with this?
What do you call a male catfish?
Gone.
I still remember how this works, man. Hey, I put this up here because Carrie's in the DR, and I just want him to be aware that.
Damn.
Yo, hey, look though. I need to hear from y'all. Carrie and Mike and Arrow. If a lady can catfish, they saying that fellas can do it too. And I see somebody in the comments there says y'all bet not.
We sure bet not. I'm wrong with you.
Not ever.
What's the difference? Talk to me.
Man, it's a huge difference. What you doing with makeup on? Why you trying to what they call it? I don't even know the term for it. Why you trying to fade in your face?
Contouring.
You know, whatever it is, bro. This dude did a whole lot.
I don't even know what it is.
This dude did added. How you gonna give your
Blush?
face like?
He didn't put rouge on.
He a whole other nigga.
Man.
So y'all mind if y'all girl do this though?
I don't like it.
I tell you like this.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't like a lot of makeup.
Is it the amount of makeup or is it the transformation? Is it the magic that we're
That's
talking about?
It's the fact that it's makeup, period.
Okay.
Right.
Mike says makeup period. Dub says makeup period. Carrie?
Are we talking about on women?
No,
nope, talking about this dude right here.
I don't even know. I'm not even in this conversation.
You don't want to be a part of this. If they can do it,
if he's not shooting a movie or in somebody play or
see, I knew Carrie would give the other side of this story.
Hold on, last thing. If your girl is a makeup artist and she asks you, can she do a montage on you? No pictures will be involved in this. You can do whatever you want, babe. But no pictures will be involved in this shit. The minute you go outside, this is a whole nother conversation.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something.
Randall said he used Fenty by the look of it. I'm saying, talk to me, man. What's going on here, man?
Hey, let me tell you something. If my lady asks me, can she do something, no pictures taken, I'm gonna look at her like, you know better than to ask me some stupid shit like that. You know better. I will go outside and pay somebody, you know what I'm saying, so you can practice your makeup on. You're not about to sit up. No. Exactly.
All right, well then let's go ahead and turn to the confession session now. Carrie said, y'all know I used to model and I used to do commercials. And so, yeah, Mike is like, he about to disown me as a brother now. I got to share my testimony. We're vulnerable on here. Now, when I saw it, I was like, Carrie, like, yeah, you know, if you do modeling, acting, or if you're doing any kind of runway stuff, like makeup comes with territory. I remember after one of my photo shoots, I wish I would have had the picture. They did my makeup so good. I didn't wash that thing off all day. I think I went to sleep in it, man. I want to look like this all the time. But it wasn't my reality, and eventually it came out. I'm just here because it's a safe place. It's not a safe place.
It's not safe, bro.
It's not safe out here on these streets.
God,
I was just sharing that, yeah. And you know what? They got this thing called man makeup. They got right now, man, where it's I think it's called Warrior. I think it's called something called. Hey, low key. My shit, I'm like, nigga,
like it's supposed to make it sound tough. Yeah, I got that Warrior. This ain't no regular
Warrior. No, got that Warrior blue on.
I think it's called War Paint or something like that. And so, you know, men, I mean, it's like they got like concealer and stuff like that, man. Some of your favorite artists,
Donnie,
models and actors, this is what they're doing. Yes,
Donovan.
Yes, sir.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I already did it.
Don't do it. No, but it sounds like you've been looking into it once again.
He said, once have a whole Warrior set up in the bathroom.
Hey, I tell you like this, man. God, I'm working with my boy, and we trying to get this whole little situation go with this tour. If the makeup artists want to hit my face real quick before I go on stage, man, I'm all with it. I'm all with it. I tell you, man, I've been to plenty of churches where the pastor gets hit up by the makeup artist, just touch him up for the glare of the lights before he hit the stage, man. It's a part of my life, man. So that's really much all. That's pretty much all I got to say about it, man.
Hey, let me tell you something. You gonna get these scars, you gonna get these freckles, you gonna get everything over here. You gonna get everything. No, my brother.
Hey, it's okay. I just figured we could start there. Carrie, I thought you was gonna have my back a little bit more than this. I mean, you used to mime at church. That's a full face. I mean, that's not the same thing.
That's not the same thing, bro.
No, you got pretty for Jesus, and you can't just okay. Well, let's see what the people in the comments are saying. Randall Clary.
Right.
Oh, she said, I've seen those fake beards. So no fake beards, lace beards. So we ain't doing units on the head.
Our beards connect on this show.
Right.
Lace beards. So what is that? They pasted on? It's like
it was like that lace front I had.
But for your beard.
Yeah, before your beard.
Yeah.
I don't think none of this is that serious. I think that if it don't grow naturally, cool. Do something else. It's okay.
I did.
Like if your skin not that great, drink you some water, get you some Maybelline, whatever you got to do.
Everybody's skin don't work like that, man. I mean, it would be lovely if it did. Some people like Pookie. Pookie put soap and water on her face, and she looked like she's 16 years old. Carrie, shut up.
No. I was saying, like for real.
I had to watch you sometimes.
What did I do? What? First, listen. Let me set the record straight.
I know what clear up your skin. What?
I don't always give. My answer, people. It's for the flair.
It's for the flair.
We'll go with that. For the flair.
One time in band camp.
Wow. Here we go.
Wow. Hey, here you go. There you go, bro. If you need it.
War paint for men. I told you, bro. It's the real thing.
Tracy.
It's a real thing. Thank you for going to look it up, Tracy. So I'm not over here making up stuff.
Don't act like you didn't already have the link. You got 5 items in your cart right now.
I know, because one for each of us.
I don't want
it. That ain't it. That ain't it, bro.
That ain't it, bro?
Nah.
I'm just saying, man. Y'all don't want no war paint?
No.
Don't say that.
All right. Well, clearly, ladies and gentlemen, these fellas ain't with the foolery tonight. If you just now joining the show, man, we just kind of started to see if there was an equal playing field with men, not just doing makeup, but doing magic like y'all do sometimes.
Or witchcraft, whatever. Was that magic, witchcraft?
Magic, makeup, or witchcraft. That's what we're voting on tonight, because we see you one way and then all of a sudden you look like our brother, and we're just trying to figure out how to stay in love with that. So let's move on to the next one.
Good. How to stay in love with that. That's good.
How to stay in love with that.
Wait, hold on. Can we stay here for a second? Because you bring up a very good point. How do women expect? Okay, so we go on these dates, and for let's say the first month or two, we see one version of you. So we're like, oh, she's beautiful. She this, she that. She got on basketball shorts, but she's still like this. And oh man, she's great. And then for some reason, whatever the reason may be, you wake up, we come over early in the morning, and you don't have your hair and your face on, and then you look like somebody else. Are we to blame for not being attracted to that someone else you look like now because of what you put in front of us?
God, I really shouldn't even be on this show today.
You wake up next to her, she looking at you like, what you want for breakfast?
Like who is to blame in that? Is the dude? Because now the dude, because he's now become shallow and he's an asshole because now you don't look the same. That's not, to me, that's not the man's fault.
Let me ask you a question. Are we wrong for thinking that if we know this is how you are and this is how you look for the rest of the world, are we wrong for getting irritated that you won't do it for me every day?
Interesting.
I don't think so. I think that especially if we're together, you should be wanting to look like that for me all the time anyway.
Because you'll get drafted.
But if that's not how you really look, how can she do that? Because you don't really look like that.
I'm just saying. I understand. Well,
Jay said this, since y'all know this could be an issue, you got to ask questions. What did me and Dub, what did we say before, man? First date, we going swimming.
Right.
Exactly.
First day we going, so exactly. I need to see what's under there.
That's good.
I dig that. It's one of two places. You either take it there or the library. We got to figure this out, baby. What can you do? Huh?
The beach or the library?
Listen, you're either going to get wet or we're going to find out what's real or not. Or we're going to find out, can you read at least?
Yes. The man said...
in the USA, that's USA. Hey, we're not making fun of illiteracy. It's an issue in America, and we're mentoring people to help them through that struggle.
Shell said, "Nope, you're not wrong. That's why you get this plain Jane most days."
Just tell me. That's it. You just got to. Communication is key in every relationship. Whether it's you telling me that you don't want kids, or that your face don't really look like your face when you take your face off.
No, get rid of Randall. Get rid of him now. Fellas, y'all got to treat her face like a rental car. Eventually, it goes back. Welcome back to the show, Randall.
Welcome back with a vengeance. God.
So I have a question. Check this out. This is a question for you ladies in the audience, right? So if a man have that makeup on like old boy, right, and you see him a bunch of times with that makeup on, then all of a sudden he looked like the picture without the makeup on when he comes see you. What you doing next? You still rolling with him?
Most people say women aren't as shallow as us.
Man,
I disagree. Oh God.
Oh, yes, they are. You see how women be doing for dudes in beards and you know what I'm saying, all kind of stuff. They be talking crazy too.
Listen, there's wow. Tracy said I'm running away.
See?
Wow.
See?
I look at it like this though, man. It's like, listen, there's lace fronts and there's fake eyelashes, and then there's the magic or the witchcraft on the face, and they got the guys doing this makeup stuff, and then I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, shoot, guys, you know, so it's like everything is just like you don't really know what you're getting. You don't know what you're getting, and I think that's the difference between our generation and previous generations. We didn't have as many. Man, I don't want to know on the technology or resources to really cover up what we don't like about ourselves.
Or are they just blurring what we used to consider as gender lanes, if you will? Because before, the only makeup and dresses and garter belts for your stomach was all for women. Now men literally have all these things now.
I got a question for you, Mike. When you look back at all like the old presidents and the wigs they used to wear and the skirts they used to wear, I'm pretty sure some of them had some corsets on under there, man. We're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about your president in the corset and the wig.
Why was no president though?
Because you're in the army. Ain't all the presidents are president.
All right. This is perfect. Mike. Knowing when to leave.
It just got dark.
Right. Knowing when to leave is important. The party, the job, the relationship, and people's house.
And the podcast.
Jesus. Are you trying to tell me?
Hey, talk about it though, Mike. Elaborate, brother.
Nah, I just feel like sometimes, whether it be for me, I'll just speak on the last job I was at. For me, a little bit had to do with the fear of moving on and trying a different venture in life, but a lot of it had to do with loyalty to my team that I was working with at my previous job. I knew I should have left a long time ago. I knew I wasn't getting treated right. I knew I wasn't getting paid what I really should have been getting paid. But sometimes we stay, and in our mind, our intentions for us staying are great. You know what I mean? They're great. Like, oh, I don't want to let the team down, or I don't want to hurt this young lady's feelings, or you know, we've been homeboys since preschool. I don't want to go ahead and leave this type of relationship. But a lot of times, some of these relationships are what's holding us back from the things that we want. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it even though that leave may hurt some feelings, that leave may, you know what I mean, make you sad for a little bit, but you don't know what kind of growth and what kind of blessings you got on the other side of that leave.
100%. 100%.
So when it says knowing when to leave is important, it 100% is. It could really dictate the outcome of your future.
I think that for me, what helped me with knowing when to leave, you guys know, I don't know if more than anybody on here, I'm more cool with leaving. I feel like I might be than everybody else on the podcast. What I've learned is that you don't have to leave because something's wrong. That helped me with my leave. because usually when people feel like God tells them to leave or they recognize time to leave, they try to make an issue, make an argument so that the exit can have some kind of relevance. But really, everything can be great, and God can just be calling you into a different season where that person doesn't play the exact same role, a job, a city. There's been plenty of in my life, and I think this way because of my history, how God has moved me in seasons I thought things were great or things were well. I didn't understand why he was moving me, but he's gotten me so accustomed to it that I'm really cool with, you know, leaving and moving, because some of those people in some of the situations, they came back around again. But I've tried to commit myself to my path that God has laid out for me to such a degree that I don't even want relationships and friendships, money or title to ever be able to hold such a stronghold on me that I'm not willing to obey God on this step of faith, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think for me, I think that the fact that I get detached from things so easy, or I don't have a good attachment to things, it's easy for me to leave. It's easy for me to walk away from things. And I don't necessarily have to have a reason to walk away either. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. You know what I mean? I spend a lot of time by myself anyway. You know what I mean? So having it be easy for me to walk away or leave certain situations is not as hard. But there are some situations and some people that is hard for me to walk away from. It's certain attachments that I do have that I would like to have only because of a love for people or things that I want to hold on to. Now, granted, if God told me to walk away, I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's certain things that, like, I don't find myself getting attached to a lot, but the stuff that I am attached to, I care deeply about.
Let me ask you a question, Dub, because when we talk about leaving, I think a lot of times for me, it's been harder to leave in places where I was committed. I have both feet in. Do you think it's easier for you to leave because you never really attached?
Well, the thing is, I attach to some areas, right? Some areas I will attach to, but it's like the easiest way I can think about it is like death, right? When somebody is taken away from you, for me, the way I think about things is, you know what? I still got to keep pushing. I still got to keep pushing forward until God, you know what I'm saying, says something different. And that's why, you know, in a lot of areas, I'm so not emotionally attached to certain things. It's easier for me to say, okay, you know what? I got to keep pushing. Oh, you know what? This happened. Oh, this was taken away from me, but I got to keep pushing. So as far as the detachment, it doesn't mean certain things don't hurt. If certain things are taken away, or if I have to walk away from certain things, it doesn't mean it don't hurt, but
Got you.
I can do it.
Carrie Darrell.
So
You out?
Here's my thing about this. It says knowing when to leave is important. The party, the job, the relationship, and people in general.
He can read, yeah.
So here's the thing. Sometimes things get so hard that we think we're supposed to leave. A lot of people look for things in that aren't necessarily. They look for an exit point when it gets too hard, or when it becomes something that you don't like. And sometimes, you know how they tell you sometimes that ain't the devil, that's just God doing. Sometimes it's not for you to leave. Sometimes it's for you to put more into something. But I think we often look for this. There's an escape, or there's a hole, or there's an exit for everything. I think I tapped into that more after getting married and felt like there was an exit. When you go into that, you have to feel like there is no exit. You have to close that door off. You have to close that mindset off in that aspect for you to look deeper into it. Don't get me wrong. God will lead and direct you to where you're supposed to go, when you are and when you're not. But I think sometimes, I mean, this is just my little devil's advocate with it, because I mean, the statement of knowing when to leave, sometimes knowing that you don't get that, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's not for you to leave. You know, I had that process with
no matter how difficult the situation may be getting, or how much you may hate it. That's not your identifier that it's time to bounce.
That your calling may be in that. But if you're looking for an exit, if you're looking for that, then you might not, you'll miss the work getting to the job.
And I think that when you said that, your calling, your refining might be in that. Sometimes I feel like certain people are brought into our lives by divine ordination because we need to work on our character. We need to work on our patience. So God may send somebody who's slower. who's still efficient but slower, just to help you with your patience. And usually it's something that you prayed for. You know what I'm saying to you? You may send somebody in your life that feels deeply about everything, and you are numb, and they irritate you with how they feel. But God is saying, "This, I'm gonna use this person to soften you." You know what I'm saying to you? It might be a child, or it might be somebody in the neighborhood. Like, it's all kind of different things. He might just put you in traffic over and over again. You may say, "I want a new job because I don't like to commute." He's like, "You do not understand the work I'm doing in you in this
I'm
commute."
trying to teach you patience, and you trying to get a new job when I'm about to give you this upgrade, but you can't build what I'm trying to give you because you're looking for the exit.
And you know, when it comes to faith, we got to be careful that we're not opportunists. They're going to promote me. They're going to give me more money. God said, listen, the only thing that's really important is that you obey my voice. If you're going to go wherever the promotion or the money is, then we back in that prostitute mindset like we talked about last week.
Oh, boy. Oh,
what that thing costs.
If we get into the prostitute conversation today, I got something for y'all. Anyway, but I want to say this. I want to say something. This brother right here, right there, he has shown me something.
Donnie's stupid.
Hey, no, not like that. This is real talk. He's shown me something that I appreciate, and what this brother has shown me is genuine. What's the word that I want to use? The gentle side of a man. I've watched this dude be intentional about certain things and just so honest and just so like not trying to put on the act, not trying to put on the front, not trying to put on anything. In the time that I've known this man, he's shown me a level of it's okay to open up and be like this. And I appreciate that. I definitely 100% appreciate that.
Sure. Hey, I just want to tap in on the pause on that conversation. Because when I first met that dude, he was the whispers like a rock. He was just there was no breakdown, there was no breakthrough, there was no nothing. It was like, here, get this shirt. All right, homie. So for you to say that, Dub, that says a lot about his growth. And I just wanted to compliment you with it, bro, because what Dub is saying that he sees was not where you were a minute ago, bro. And you said it, you verbalized it, but I think you verbalized it because you wanted change. And your want of change has changed everybody in these blocks. It has triggered something in this whole dimension, bro. So I'm definitely proud of you in that fashion, brother.
Speech.
You're stupid. Nah, I appreciate that. What's crazy is I have to give the props to you guys, because before you guys came around, you know, I wasn't like this. Before we started doing the show, before we started hanging out, before we had one-on-one calls, before, you know, all of this, even when it was just me and Carrie doing the little show at first, this wasn't who I am now. I feel like watching you guys, it was what made me want to, you know what I mean, open up, soften up, show that it's okay to not just be vulnerable to any and everybody, but to your circle, to the people that you know you can trust with that vulnerability. You know what I mean? And it's like Jay will tell you, she was an advocate for you guys far before I was. I was anti. I was anti Carrie. I was for sure anti Donnie, and I was for sure anti Dub. Because before Donnie and Dub, it was just Carrie, and I didn't want no new friends. I didn't want to hang out. I didn't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to go to niggas' house. I'm cool with just me and Denim. Like, I'm fine. And then no, you should. He's a good guy. You know, you should yada yada yada. So then I opened up to Carrie, and then Carrie was like, "Hey, I want to bring my brother Donnie on the show." Oh. All right. I mean, one step at a time. One step at a time, please. But then I don't know. I think God just was like, look, man, you've been so cut off from male relationships with men because of relationships you had in your past, that I'm trying to send you these good men to fill these voids that you know you have and that you're lying about saying that you don't have, and I'm trying to fill them, and you're fighting me. So are you going to fight me, or are you going to allow me to use these men to change your life? And that's what's happened. And that's honestly, that's why I feel like I am the way I am now, is because, you know, I've had great examples from the three of y'all. That's real talk.
I like that we pass our flowers around, man, while we here.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's a good feeling to know how you feel about one another in the moment. I sent the text message out. Carrie, you didn't get it because you're international, but I sent a text message out. I told y'all I made a commitment to wanting to get to know my circle better. And so I sent the text message. I sent a question out asking y'all, you know, in the other circles that you guys hang around in, what do people normally respect you for? What do people always say, man, I respect that about you? Just to get to know you guys. Cause I know Dub from way back, and Carrie way back, Mike not too long ago. But the mistake that a lot of people make in any kind of relationship, they feel like they got the person figured out. They feel like they know the person so well that they can stop learning. And that is an issue in any relationship, parent to child, to his brother and sister, to spouse, man, a coworker. You feel like you got the person figured out, but that person's constantly evolving. If you really love them, love is a student of that person. And so, yeah, man, it just feels good, man. Like Amber said, man, the romance here is real, man, and I love it as well.
Yeah, man, it's crazy that piece that you just said, because even with me and with me and Carrie, I was the type of dude, I don't like parental advice. I don't even like when my mom tells me how to parent my son. You know what I mean? It just something about it. It's just like, you know, I know my son, I know how to be a parent, yada yada yada. So when Carrie, I've learned so much from Carrie as far as parenting, but it wasn't easy at first. I had to literally allow myself to listen to what he was saying instead of taking it as he just trying to tell me what to do, or, you know what I mean? Anything the devil will try to throw at you, because, you know, that natural male libido wants to kick in, and you know, bitch. Ego gets involved. But you know, when you find that circle, like I said, back to the trust thing, when you know you can trust, they're not telling me this just to try to tell me something to do. Like, they're telling me this out of love, and they you know, they want to see me be great. And once everybody in that circle wants you to be great, man, it's a phenomenal thing. Yeah, man.
You know what? Since we on this lane and in this vein, man, we kind of hitting some serious, sober minded stuff, man. Let's tap into this real quick. Carrie, I'm looking for you on this one. I know I usually point out Arrow, but I'm looking for you on this one, man. Check this out. It says you ruin your life by desensitizing yourself. We're all afraid to say too much, to feel too deeply, to let people know what they mean to us. Caring is not synonymous with crazy. So open yourself up. Do not harden yourself to the world, and be bold in who and how you love. There's courage in that.
So, funny thing about this is this gentleman, and this is not, I guess it just kind of ties into it. Donnie doesn't know that. So I'm the soft one of the group when it comes to my emotions with my circle, and don't get it fucked up, you know.
Hey.
I said soft in my group. I just wanted to clear that up. But my brother had this word, olos, and it means one love, one life, one shine. And he used to have it on his truck. If anybody has known us for a long time, the yellow bus, aka the expedition, funky expedition at that. He had it decaled out, and every time I would see it, it would race through my mind. In regard, can you put it back up again, bro? So
no, I got you.
But what it taught me was that you really only get one hit at this. And so you another phrase he had was never numb. You always want to feel what it is that's going on, because it lets you know you're alive.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we go through things, and anybody that knows my story, from being shot to losing my mom to, you know, Donnie's been here longest, so he knows how many close personal people I've lost. In particular, in 13, my mom, my two cousins were killed together. They were twins, and one of my best friends, all passed in the same year, some months apart. I felt every inch of it. And I felt because of that, because I didn't desensitize myself to something that I had to go through, it became a little easier. But I loved a lot harder. I'm just tying this in as to why I am the sensitive one in the group, because you just don't know what's going to happen moment from moment, day to day. And it's not all bad. That's the thing that we get so caught up in. When people say you don't know what's going to happen, there are a lot of good that happens in it. But if you become numb, then you lose that too. People think that when you desensitize yourself, that you only desensitize yourself from the negative things. No, you become detached from everything. And so the things that he desires for us to feel, the things that he desires for us to go through, because he has these things to give us, it's just as much as closing the book on him when you desensitize yourself to it, because now you're losing out of the good things that he has in store for us. So I don't find it hard to go through. It's hard when you're going through in it.
Yeah.
But stepping off and saying I'm in this right now is one of the best things that we can do, because you don't know what it feels like to feel good if you don't feel bad.
You know why I like this post so much, man? Because desensitization. Sheesh. There's a lot of choice there, man. There's a lot of choice in this. No matter how good or bad a situation is, how we respond is really what desensitizes us, you know? And like the other day, because of what Carrie's been through, and the trauma and whatnot, like sometimes that gets on me. Like the other day, you know, something happened, leave it at that. And I called to check on him, and I started with, you experienced a lot of loss in your life, so I want to check on you. When you know the people in your life and what they've been through, it's like kind of like you said on Transformation Church today, it helps you respond instead of react. And I think that's why it's good to be a student of the people that are closest to you, because if you're not, then you can vicariously or subconsciously become an enemy of them when they need you the most, because you don't know them. You never took time to get to know them. Now you are making it worse because you don't really know them. You don't know their heart. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know how they think. You don't know where they're presently trying to recover from. And so we're quick to say you're lazy, or you lack desire, you know what I'm saying? Or you just stuck in your ways. But if you only understood their story, you wouldn't react that way. You would respond differently and be able to support. But that comes from intentionally studying and getting to know people, man. And this desensitization happens from the music we listen to.
Yeah.
The movies and the shows we watch. It happens in multiple ways. When things hit the fan, we're responding by what we listen to and we expose ourselves to the most, and we don't even know it. Mike?
No, yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, for me, always bringing it back to parenting, and the way the world is set up right now is to desensitize our kids, and not just the kids. It's meant to desensitize the parents as well. So every time you take your kid to a movie that's supposed to be a kid's movie, you got sexual things, you got homosexual things, you got what do you call it? Transgender things, and these cartoons for children. Why does my 8-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old need to go, and now I have to explain to him while we're in the movie why this is not appropriate? Because it's meant to desensitize them. So by the time they get older, they're confused. And that's exactly what society is meant to do, is to confuse us.
Or they're struggling.
Or struggling, exactly.
Just like with porn. Porn desensitizes you, and then you wonder why when you get married, you can't really get it up. Because you've been pushed to such a limit that it takes some extravagant things even to get you halfway aroused. And this whole time you've just been exposing yourself.
Yeah. That's a fact. Well,
thank you. So
can you teach me some moves? I know it can't.
Would you teach me some more? All right, go ahead.
This brother here, man. I think y'all letting me go down that path. Dub, you got something to add before we move on, man? I see those wheels turning, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm desensitized in a lot of areas.
Um, it's just life, you know what I'm saying? Just coming up, how I came up, just dealing with what I deal with, you know what I'm saying, on a day to day. I just realized, like I was saying earlier, you know what I mean? Like I just got to keep on pushing, keep moving forward, and a lot of stuff, you know, I'm with when it comes to a lot. I don't really express a lot of emotion. I think like the biggest emotion people will see from me is aggression. And it's not that, you know, I don't have, you know, any other emotion to give. It's just that's the one that comes out, and it don't even really come out like that. I'm an aggressive person, but it's controlled aggression. I mean, you know, it's crazy that we laugh. You know, we laugh about, you know, when I get drunk, I'm a happy drunk. I'm a loving drunk. You know what I'm saying? When I get drunk, I love on people. But it's just normally, man. You know, I say this. I get rejected a lot because I don't show my emotion. A lot of people will turn away. A lot of people have turned and walked away from me, and they form their own conclusion because I stay quiet a lot. And if they're an emotional person and I'm just not, you know, feeding into the emotions and expressive on certain things, you know, people form their own conclusion. Oh, you like this and you must be like this and this and this and that and stuff like that. And people walk away from me. And when they do walk away from me, I'm just like, all right, okay.
You know what's
So
wild about
no, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So when it comes to that, I get these labels put on me because I stay quiet a lot. You know what I'm saying? I speak when I have something to say, but if people are expressive of their emotion and I'm just quiet and I don't say anything and I don't, you know, I don't say anything to combat it or to go along with it, just because I don't have anything to say, people tend to form their own opinion and conclusion about it, and then, you know, I've had people walk away from it. It's once again, like I said, oh well.
I've been there with you when a lot of people have rejected you over these last few years, and it sucks. Like I said it's in the preview a few episodes ago. It sucks because it affected our brotherhood. How they treated you and how you responded to it affected my ability to be close to you. It desensitized you and you, my brother, and it wasn't just directed towards them. And I said this on a few episodes ago. I said it sucks when you see someone you love being treated badly by someone who don't really care about them, because it turns around and messes with the relationship you have with them. That's why sometimes people fight so hard to get involved in relationships that ain't none of their business, because that person is ruining their friend. They ruining your brother that you love, that you want to have small talk with, that you want to go out and do fun stuff with. And so I take that shit personal. When they messing with your heart, they messing with a heart that I care about. And I saw what it did to you. And I saw what it did to us. And we had to fight. You know, bro, we had to fight to keep this thing going. We almost physically fought on 120th and West Crenshaw at the gym that day. That spirit, man, that person was trying to put on him. We was on the phone, it went left, and I went to the gym because I wanted my brother. I didn't want to fight him. I wanted him, and I felt like something was happening. We were gonna lose each other. I fought for him that day. And I just know that it's important, man. You say, oh, this relationship between me and this person. Sometimes the people that love you will get involved even against your wishes because they see what it's doing to someone they care about.
Well, why you ain't get involved when I was with? Never mind.
Because you kept it a secret. You invited me to the picnics when things were really high and mighty. You wouldn't remember. We talked about this in our conversation. Yeah, I wasn't included in a lot of those things for a lot of reasons that we have moved past, which I'm grateful for. And I'll say this, man, our relationship, I was thinking to myself, it hasn't been as good since we were in our teens, but actually it's better than it was when we were in our teens. And this is more than what I could expect, man. I'm grateful for that conversation we had.
And I don't like you.
Voice got all high pitched.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. You know, there are just some people, and I get it. There are some people for seasonals, for things of that sort. But there are just some people that I couldn't vision running this course without, man. And I'm grateful. You know, I mean, and it's just a part of life. You know, we always talk about ever growing and evolution. And I think sometimes we forget about it, even though we talk about it, man. And when you grow and you change, and I feel like me and my brother are getting to know each other, getting to know who we are now. Is fun because it's nobody feels pressured to be anything other than who they are. Everybody has found a level of comfort in life. And, it
was a struggle getting here for all of us, though.
Absolutely, but we're here, and I think more of the celebration in life now. I feel like we're entering to the stage of celebrating where and what we have and where we've grown, instead of the space of trying to get. We'll always continue to grow,
and what we're choosing to be right now.
Yes, but even being around people who are making the same type of positive and better choices in life. It's not, there's no longer a watch over, if that makes sense. It's a standby.
Wow.
You weren't tell the good old boys, stand by. You weren't on the show in the beginning, but I was talking about how beneficial it is to go back and watch our episodes while I'm doing the editing, and how I get blessed all over again. And I promise you, I'm gonna start calling you Socrates, because sometimes when you start talking and the analogies and the stuff you come up with,
I was like, oh my god.
They can't use the same battery, but you can dial out on both phones.
Listen,
I have to take that stuff back to the cross. God, Jesus, you gotta explain this to me.
That's that Baptist in you. You know, you gotta go 18 different places to get back to one.
So look, let me ask y'all this: what are we teaching our kids, our sons, and even our daughters about emotions? Are we teaching them like, hey, go out there and just be emotional and don't be afraid to hold back feelings? Like, what are we teaching them? Because I think we've all had points in our life where we felt that, you know what I mean, displaying emotion could get you in some messed up situations, especially being Black out here on these streets. You know what I mean? Of course, it's safe when you're in your circle, but what are we teaching them when they go out into the world?
Well, I'll say this, man. Just like I said at the beginning of the show, like, I want to feel again. And for some stuff, I want to feel for the first time. I'm looking like that. Right?
Go ahead, Doug.
God, come on, Terry.
Golly.
Wow.
Like a virgin. Just touch for the first time.
That's the exact reason why I'll be emotional and open up and say shit.
This nigga ain't shit, bro.
I'm sorry.
He ain't, man. He ain't.
There goes my little rant. That shit is over quick.
Go ahead, Doug. Go ahead.
Nope. I got nothing.
You got a problem.
I got nothing.
I'm sorry.
I got nothing.
I'm sorry, brother.
I'm grateful.
I'm immature. I'm childish, sir. I'm working on it. Okay.
Hey, it only takes one for me.
Look, that brother is detached. He said, I told you I can leave, Nick. I told you.
That nigga exited the stage left so quick.
So what was you about to say about like how do we teach them and model for these kids how to navigate, man, just life's challenges that we've been through?
Right. That's the question. It's
I was trying to provoke Dub to answer again.
I know. But that's why I just decided to go ahead and take it.
I know sometimes, and I wasn't meaning to do it that time, bro. I'm sorry. You just for the first time. I got nothing.
When you asked the question, though, it made me think about what are we modeling. One of the biggest when I coach people's children, their teenagers and whatnot, the gap that is always between who they want their child to be and who their child is being with them is that they teach one thing and say one thing, but they model something different. And so what I'm learning is that it's like if you're treat your child like someone you're mentoring, when you're going somewhere, take them with you and talk them through what you're feeling and what you're like, narrate for them. Almost like if you're watching a movie and the producer is like, hey, and this is what's going on right now. Like, it takes effort. Teaching is not talking. That's not the same thing. Mentoring and modeling and showing like, yo, this is why I did it with my nephews before and my nieces. You know, we get back to the house like, so this is why I responded the way that I responded. Here's where I was right. Here's what I'm working on. Here's the struggle. that you might face one day.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. I just growing up, I like for me, I never, as far as from my dad, we never had to talk about emotions and feelings. He was a very loving dad, you know what I mean? No problems on that area, but it was never a conversation. And when I tell you, I want to say it was 2 years ago, we were having a conversation out on my patio, a real like serious bonding heart to heart. The very first time I saw him cry, he's in his 60s. Very first time I ever saw him cry. And when I tell you it did something to me and it made me realize, you know what I mean? Whenever I'm emotional, I always leave the room when I'm around dinner. Or I always say, hey, go play when I'm around dinner because I don't want to see me like that. So lately, if I've been feeling something, like when we have our heart-to-hearts monthly about what he's feeling about his mom or whatever, if I feel the need to cry, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry right there in front of him because he needs to see that. Like, it's okay. Like, we've been programmed that I'm gonna go out on a limit. We've been programmed as black men that we don't need to cry. We suck that shit up, rub some dirt on it, drink some water, and we go on about our business and make sure it don't happen no more, or make sure we can navigate through it. But to just sit there and cry it out, that's not cool. You a sucker, you a punk, you weak, whatever the case may be. But as of late, I've been wanting Denim to get in touch with those feelings. Like, feel that. Like, why do you think your mom is not here? Why do you think, how does that make you feel? Like, I want you to feel that stuff, and because I need you to be able to process it. Of course, this is what therapy is for if you need help expressing those things, but it's okay to feel those things. It's okay to say, well, I'm mad, or I don't like what you did, or I don't like what you said. Like, tell me. If I did something wrong, I need you to tell me. And now we'll have a talk about why you feel these ways.
You know what you can add to that too that I found helpful? Stop when you feel something. Stop calling it my feminine side. Men have emotions.
That's good.
Men feel stuff. That's not my feminine side. That's my masculine side. I feel stuff and I need to share it.
Yeah.
With CJ, and I think this is with any parent, if you're honest with yourself, your children can help you. With the things that we give them, those same tools are used back at, if you think about it, those same tools are used back at you from you. Because I would not, all three of you guys on June 7th had my back completely when Granny left this earth. But I would not have made it through that funeral if it wasn't for that little 10-year-old. Some of the things that he said to me in that moment, no adult said to me, because half of them didn't know I needed to hear it, and the other half didn't feel like they should say it. But this little boy, because of what we as a village give him, he was able to give it back to me when I needed it. Not just give it back to me. It was exactly when I needed it, because again, this is a piece of me. Your children are you. Your children are the things that you didn't get. The children are the things that you did get. So you have to cultivate that so that they don't deal with the problems that you dealt with. So the way that we give it to our kids and talk to our kids and make them feel these things is because we don't want to have to go through the what is it? The desensitizing? I mean, the sensitizing later after you've gone
resensitizing.
Yeah. I mean, after you extended yourself to the point now where now you've got to do damage control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sheesh.
I'm sorry, Doug. I promise I'm sorry.
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
We got a few people chiming in over there in the chat. Allison said, how do you respond to a man who says men don't need counseling? Amber said, if you don't care, you wouldn't be affected. It's important to care, but it comes with a price. Love endures.
Let's tap into Allison's comment about counseling real quick. How do you respond to a man who says men don't need counseling? I say number one man can't say what any other man needs. So that statement about men don't need he can't say that. I can't say that. Nobody can say that because nobody knows what an individual actually needs. And to be honest, Kerry could sit here and tell me till I'm blue in the face that I need counseling. If I don't think or if I don't feel like I need counseling, and that's my truth. It's up to me to know when I feel like I need to get the help and how I feel like I need to go. Resources are great, you know what I mean? And people saying that, hey, maybe you should look into things are great, but I can't make somebody or tell somebody you need to do this. And that's how I feel about it.
I would say it like this, man. I think we've opened our minds up a little bit to the different ways that counseling happens. It happens in a multitude of ways. My mentor once told me, he said, if we had more parents, we would need less therapists. Not just people having babies. He said people who actually walked in the role of a parent. Because a lot of times, from my experience with my friends and myself, the first thing the therapist does is try to heal your relationship with your parent, who was biologically intended to be. And I know unfortunate things happen. A lot of people, lost their life trying to give birth. A lot of people lost their parent because they were overseas fighting somewhere. But and intentionally, it was supposed to be the parent or at least the other guardians in the family that was supposed to help you navigate life, help you understand yourself and understand your purpose. And a lot of times those responsibilities falls on the therapist because the parent either dropped the ball or never did pick it up. And so when I look at that comment about need counseling, some people, they need a father figure. They need a mother type. They need real relatives and not just people that are related blood. And I think that is a form of therapy, counseling, coaching, and all that. Kerry?
We're tapping into a man that doesn't say he needs counseling, right?
Yeah, we're still talking about that comment.
Men are smart. People are smart. Should I say that? And just what I think, just my honest thoughts, and that's what this show is about, individual thoughts. A lot of people know that therapy comes with accountability. My therapist tells me all the time that he would have less work if more people took accountability.
Geez whiz.
So that even if you know nothing about therapy, you know that people go to therapy and they find out shit about themselves or things about themselves that either A, they don't want to deal with, didn't think they should deal with, didn't even think about dealing with. And that scares the hell out of people sometimes. And it's almost like why people don't go to the dentist. You know what you need at the dentist. You know but you're not going because you don't want to go through the pain. You know it causes heart disease. You know it causes all these things, but you don't want to go because of the pain.
But you don't even know.
Other side of it.
And the pain is something you think. You don't know that. It doesn't always hurt. That's what she said.
Even if it does hurt, okay. There's a benefit on the other side. And that's, again, getting to the other side is the problem that I see most people have. Because, yeah, like you said, it may not be a painful situation, but you'll never know unless you tap into it. And a lot of people are just scared about the tap in. It's the unknown. But
that's the thing that when I told you guys this quote a few episodes ago. Sometimes we're running from something that's not even chasing us.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's where good accountability comes into play. I see you, Mike.
What time is it?
Money time. Money. I mean, it's halftime.
Money time.
It's my favorite time of the day. It's time to pull your wallets out. What you got for us, Mike? What you got for us, Mike?
The usual. For those that have tapped in for the first time and maybe this helped the podcast, we appreciate you. We thank you. For those viewers that always are tapping in, we also thank you and appreciate you. If you could please go over to Instagram. We have a Maybe This to Help the Podcast page. Please follow, like, share. YouTube Live. We have a YouTube channel also. Maybe This to Help the Podcast. We got the Facebook, Maybe This to Help the Podcast, and we also have a Cash App. Donnie, want to talk
maybe
a little bit about
help. Yeah, $, maybe this will help. Listen, the reason we continue to put this up because people continue to contribute, and that's supplying us with the tools and the resources necessary to carry this vision forward. We have big plans, and some of the stuff we don't talk about until it's set in stone. A lot of things we've been working on during this pandemic. The pandemic has really caused some things to be delayed, but trust and believe, man, we are working on taking this further. Too many of you guys have told us that this is helping for us just to stop here. And as God leads, we're going to follow. And as you guys continue to contribute financially or even bringing in your small businesses and offering those services, or your big businesses and offering those services, We're grateful for however you choose to participate. Some of you guys just share the podcast. Some of you guys comment. All of it is valuable to us. But if you're the kind of person that likes to show their love with money, maybe this will help. Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, hit us up and maybe this will help the podcast at gmail.com. You can talk to us about Venmo and Zelle and all the rest of those other means. This is also a time in the show where we'd like to have you guys tag more people. If you've been enjoying the show so far and you kind of see, sometimes we don't know what direction the show is going to go in because this is really all impromptu. These are in the moment conversations. None of this is planned out. I've tried to plan a lot of them out. The fellas told me, no, that's not what we do here. So trust me when I tell you, these are impromptu conversations. As much as I want to put on a show, these fellas remind me, no, bro, this is just honest conversation and whatever comes up, comes up. Tag somebody. You see, we're going into some deep stuff and doing some healing and some deep revelations for men. So tag some fellas, tag some women who are trying to understand their fellas. And we're going to get into the second half, fellas. Y'all got anything? Oh, we got a small business.
What?
To promote. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Who got the... What is... Wow. Is it that time, bro? Okay.
I can't stand nobody on this show.
Wow.
I'm starting to feel like Dub is the only sane one on the show.
Don't let that nigga... No.
Don't say that.
So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. We have a small business that we're promoting tonight. I know y'all like jewelry. Valentine's Day is coming up, or sometimes people just late night. You know, the last thing you do for bed, like around 11:30, is get on Amazon. Well, instead of Amazon, I want you to go to JacquelineGraceDesigns.com. JacquelineGraceDesigns.com. This is one of my good friends. I worked with her for a few years at my last job, and she started her own jewelry company. So she has these dope earrings. They're all made from clay and they're all handmade.
Oh wow.
They're all made from clay and they're handmade. She designs these herself, each one by hand. So go on her website, JacquelineGraceDesigns.com. She's done a few pop-up shops, or she's had a few booths at different conferences or whatnot. But these things are beautiful. I've actually went over there and helped her with some of the photography. And none of design work is all her. She's just hella creative. Go check out everything she has going on. That's the small business that we're promoting today. We're promoting the small business so you can make it a big business. JacquelineGraceDesigns.com. Read her bio, her story. When I read her bio, man, I loved how transparent and vulnerable she was about why she does what she does and how her artistic outlet is therapeutic for her. So go over there. I'm sure you can relate. Buy some jewelry, buy it as a gift, and you'll be happy that you did. All right. Fellas, y'all ready for the second half of this show?
Let's get it going.
Oh, Sheila, thank you for that. She said the desensitization conversation was her favorite part so far. Mine as well. But we're going to start this second half, kind of how we started the first half. If you guys remember. What? Mike, you want
no,
this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Dub, I'm looking at you for this one.
All
right. Here we go.
Yeah, a double dress? Yes. Come on, hurry up. Oh yeah, the G-Unit tank top? God damn. Still? Another one? Get it off you!
Like that? Yeah, cheeks up.
Right.
Those wasn't real. Those was part of the suit. The cheeks wasn't even real.
Hey, she just 57 fake me and you out because I thought she did have cheeks.
That's all.
No,
that's all.
It was just pushed up with the thing. With
Y'all ruined my whole video. So that's all we saw, huh? That wasn't none.
No. So
honestly, all that other stuff she had wrapped around her stomach was making her stomach more pudgy than it was. Like it made it stick out further than it was. Once she took all that stuff off, her stomach wasn't even bad. That's what I saw.
I think the moral for me is for a lot of women to be surprised how much a guy don't care about all of that stuff that you're putting on. Like
Thank you,
it's
Allison.
unimportant. It's unimportant. Like because the thing is, once you take it off, I know what you really got up under there anyway. Exactly, and I would lose my whole mood. Exactly. Why not just you are what you are, whether you in the gym, whether this is how you are, whether you working on your goals, whatever the case may be. But you don't gotta do all of this to make yourself look and seem a certain way. Because now when I hug you, I feel like you got a bulletproof vest on or something.
Darrell.
Here's the thing. You want to put it on to go out? You want to wear a slimmer, Body Magic, waist trainer? I don't care. But if we get home and we going at it, at least go snatch it off real quick.
That's the thing. Ain't none of that coming off real quick.
Exactly.
I'm saying go to the bathroom. Do like, hey, let me slip into something. What happened to the 90s movies? Let me go slip into something a little bit more comfortable.
That's what they was doing. When they went to the bathroom, she snatched all of that stuff off.
That's fine.
Wig, lashes.
We going back to Mike's presidents. We're in the corset and the wigs. Dub, you let me down, man. I thought you was gonna have something.
You know what, man? I just don't understand why all that stuff is even necessary, man.
Right.
You know, like all that stuff ain't necessary. If you feel like you got a problem with your stomach, do something about it. Go to the gym, eat right. You know what I'm saying? Do something about it instead of trying to 57 fake everybody out and make it seem like you this way and you not. That goes along with the eyelashes and the wig and all this kind of. This is where Sandra should okay. Problem solved. Right.
Wow. Allison.
Right. So every step you take, you can see the jiggle. Every step you take,
Donnie is appalled. He got nothing to say. Yep. Allison, you took him out with that one. You took him out.
You got that thing back there just thanging.
That thing was back there thanging. Whoa.
All that stuff isn't even necessary, man. All that just, I mean,
let's ask the women. Let's ask the women.
Listen, are you looking at it from a woman's perspective or are you looking at it from a man's perspective? You know what I'm saying? If we're looking at it from a man's perspective, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna say it like this because you have some shallow men too, right? You have some shallow men that, you know what I'm saying, want women to do certain things and you got to wear this and you got to wear that and you got to do this and you got to do that. You got to look like this. You got to go to the gym. It's like you got some people who are so stuck on stuff like that too. But for the most part, man, it's just like, well, for me, I can't say for the most part because I don't want to speak for somebody else. For me, if you're not comfortable with your body, you know what I'm saying, with whatever it is, do something about it. You know what I mean? Whether it's your makeup, you need to take better care of your skin, eat right, whether it's your stomach or work, whatever the case may be. Do something about it and quit trying to just, you know what I'm saying, like
hide it.
Exactly. Quit trying to hide it. If you're uncomfortable with it, if you don't like it, do something about it.
I would say this for me, man, because you guys know I've been doing photography since 2008 and I've been able to be exposed to some of these conversations behind why things are worn. What I've come to hear, man, is that for a woman, it's hard to even get noticed if you have like some what people with society would call flaws. It's hard to get noticed in public. Like if you're single and you're out, like the women who can make themselves look the prettiest, get the guy's attention so that they can even have the conversation. And the ones who are more natural, whatnot, they feel like they get overlooked. Now, whether that be true or not, I'm just giving you guys access into the conversations I've had with women about the reality that they face.
Now, so I would pose this question to these women. What type of man are you trying to get noticed by?
Exactly.
You trying to get noticed by the ball player who you know what I mean? He's been so brainwashed. All he wants is the model type chick. You trying to get noticed by him? Or are you trying to get noticed by the guy that has a great job? You know what I mean? Just looking to, have a decent conversation.
I mean,
what are you trying to get noticed by?
Don't all men look at what looks like art, looks nice, looks
no.
Okay. All right.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying? If it's there, it's there. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at something, if somebody just so happen to take care of themselves, they take care of themselves. Yeah, you can notice stuff like that. But is that the only thing you're going for? Somebody who got this?
But this goes back to a conversation Carrie was having with us about that, how we just try to act like the superficial desires aren't even present. I think that a lot of times I've been out with all of us and I know where our eyes drift and turn and how it's easy for someone who looks quote unquote basic to get overlooked. And sometimes that makeup washes the basic off. That waist trainer washes the basic off. And I don't necessarily think they're trying to trick anybody. I think they're trying to get noticed and just let that be the initial thing. And like, yo, no, I'm planning on showing you who I am, but it's hard to get noticed out here. It's almost like people who dress up their resume. They just change the words to make it sound a little bit more enticing so somebody can think about giving them a job.
So you have that
I don't know.
right. So but the thing is you have that same woman who's doing all that and then tell you they want you to keep it real. Seriously,
that's a whole different one. We just talking about the clothes and the do up right now.
Whatever it is, you still don't have to fake your way to it. If somebody don't like you, they ain't for you. If you got to do all that to try to get somebody, you know what I'm saying? That person is really not for you. If you got to do all that to get noticed by a certain person, now you're gonna have to keep on doing all that extra stuff to stay noticed by that same person, or to even, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, you don't have to do all that. If that's what you want, if you want to work that hard just to get that person who's looking at you superficially like that, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have a little fluff, okay, cool. If that's what he want, okay, baby, come on, let's go to the gym and let's work it out. You know what I'm saying? If whatever the case may be, if you want that person like that, cool, let's help that person get to it. You don't have to 57 fake me out and just say, okay, well, oh, you looking tight, you looking right, you looking like this, you looking like that, and then turn around, you get comfortable, and then all that's gone. You get comfortable, and your face is different, your body is different, your voice pattern is probably different too. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, keep it 1,000, keep it a buck with me. It is what it is. We gonna make it happen.
So there's a difference between like grooming yourself and then trying to like updo yourself. Like,
big difference.
I think there's something. Oh,
go ahead, D. I want to hear.
No, I was going to pass the mic to Kerry because I know he was trying to say something. And you can go ahead, Mike. I'm good.
I mean, there's a difference between a shaper and something completely tying your body down. I mean, a woman may have had a kid and she got a little young pooch. Don't mean she don't still have curves and she ain't working on her pooch trying to get that to go away before she go get, Dr. Miami. She's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's in the process of it. And if she wants to wear a dress that might not necessarily look right with her pooch out and she put a little shaper on just for the moment, I know she got a little pooch. It's okay. I'm going to rub on it. She ain't got to cover it like this in the picture. All she got to do is...
You're a fool. I hate you for it. Yeah,
I'm just saying though. Like I feel like that's what Dub's saying. This we know it's there, baby. We know it's there. It's okay. But I understand if you want to put on a shaper and wear this dress and we go out tonight.
See, I thought that we were discussing what was in the video, because in the video it was not just a shaper. She had on 5 different garments. That's ridiculous.
I don't think Johnny got a chance to explain really what he wanted to have.
The brother said, this is a double dress. The nigga tell you had the G-Unit tank top on.
He said the G-Unit tank top.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you from just personal experience. I remember when I got up to like 292. You know what I'm saying to you? And I was like, oh, buddy. Like, I used to have sweat underneath my man chest. Like, okay, these might be getting a little too big here. When I used to wear these shirts, my t-shirts and stuff, one of my friends said, why you always moving your shirt around? I always do it like this, because it used to get caught up under here. Nigga was just, huscular. And you liked it. And I just remember feeling uncomfortable in my skin. Yes, I was presently working on it, but it wasn't a quick process. And I remember feeling uncomfortable, and it affected what I wore, where I was willing to wear it. And really, it didn't have nothing to do with nobody else. It was me. I didn't like the way it felt. I didn't like the way it looked. And I think one thing that sometimes we assume that every woman that does that is doing it because she wants a man attention. Sometimes it's a personal thing.
I agree with
Stuff
that.
like that is understandable, right? Stuff like that is understandable. Yeah, you trying to work it out. Yeah, you probably, you lost a lot of weight fast and you're just trying to keep everything tight. It's a lot of things. Just like Kerry said, hey, you might, you want to put on that nice dress and you want to look good in that dress. I get it, right? There's a lot of ways, but sometimes it's not just those certain circumstances and stuff like that you want to, I guess, be the best in, right? Some of it is just you just trying to portray a whole different person that you're not. And that's the part that I have a problem with.
And if I look back at the video, I don't think that was the case. I think they were in a relationship and that was something that they did often. It's just like, babe, like, it's just so much. It's unnecessary. And I think that you have to be careful with that, because sometimes people feel like, oh, I'm in a relationship, I'm about to let myself go. And sometimes they wake up in the morning like, oh man, I miss my old body, and they try to do everything they can to make it look like they have that old body, or I want to get into my prom dress again. And I think that that's another conversation. And Opal, If you promise to comment, we'll play the video again. If you said play that video, that means you're gonna interact with us, Ms. Wade. We will play it again happily.
And she got to share the podcast.
And you got to share the podcast. Just hashtag I understand the assignment, and we will play the video again. Hey,
okay, she said, "Yeah."
That's not the hashtag. That's not what I asked for.
She disobedient. Come on,
Follow
the assignment.
Hold up. Come on.
UNDER. All right. No, I'm not gonna do you like that, Opal. Here we go. We're gonna play this one more time for you.
Yes. Take it out. This way. Oh my God.
Yeah, a double dress?
Yes.
Come on, hurry up.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, the G-Unit tank top? God damn. Still? Another one? Get it off you!
Yeah.
That's her cheeks.
Yeah,
No.
soft.
It looked like the
That's
short
the rubber joints.
It looked like she
It's booty pop out.
Those
Those
are
are the rubber joints.
the print shorts, the shorts with the ass cut out.
Yeah, make the booty pop out.
Nah. But the part with the ass cut out was the rubber part. That's rubber, bruh. It just was their same skin complexion. Come on, bruh. We're gonna dissect this after the show. We'll give y'all the results.
That was her butt.
That I'm saying that looked like her butt. She just had the Prince pants with the ass out, so
It's
it
a
just
thong
made
piece.
everything.
Yeah, that was her butt.
Nah.
Yeah,
And they made
look.
chaps. They make chaps with
Open.
cheeks.
Butt
Damn.
out.
From a woman's perspective, that was
It's
ass.
open. Butt out.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm about to show y'all exactly what you were. Let's move on.
Okay.
I'm gonna make J by one.
Opal. Wow.
I'm going to Amazon right now. What you mean?
Wow.
Don't say that.
Fellas, can we get into the next video? My goodness, man.
Damn, see, I'm telling you, see, those are
There
cheeks.
it is, sir.
They had the ass cut out. They was Prince pants, and they just shifted everything up. I'm telling you.
This shit, it got pushed through a hole, pop out.
Exactly. Damn. Hey, I knew it.
Is Donnie okay?
This is what they were right here. I'm gonna show you.
I need to make a room. Hold on. I'll delete something, Mike.
That's what they were right there. That's not the girl's butt hanging out of there. That's a fake rubber part. That's what old girl had.
We're going to have to break this down.
Hey.
All right, come on. Let's go to the next video. Huh? If anybody knows this chick, tell her to send Donnie, Dub, and Carrie pictures of her actual posterior so we can get a verdict on if this thing is real or not.
Wait.
I don't need to know.
Anybody notice that he said send Donnie, Dub, and Arrow?
I don't need to know.
You wanted to do it too, so you need to see the chicks too.
Nah, y'all can leave me out of that one.
He already said so we can get. He just tried to put it off on us. Like I ain't gonna look.
Yes, Opal, you did respond to. Thank you, Amber. We have to give her
Opal.
props. Opal, you did what you said you was gonna do. We need more women like you. All right, so let's get into this next video.
Oh man,
I was giving her. No, we're not doing that.
We need more women like you. True.
It was just okay. All right, so y'all ready for this? Here we go.
We dated for 3 years, and for the last year, I wanted to get engaged so badly.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, I can't stress enough. I don't know if this is exactly to your question, but I did a lot of work, trust work, to be like, look, if this is a man you actually want to marry, this should be a man that you actually trust, right? So you should trust that when he asks you, it's in the right time, when he's ready. You shouldn't doubt or pressure or push. And everything in me was like, doubt, pressure, push. And so whether or not you know it, I really, for the sake of you and me and us, was like, stop.
That's good. I got a devil's advocate to it though, because
Okay.
what if you know she's abiding by those rules that she gave herself, and she's like, okay, you know what, I trust this man. We're gonna do it in the timing of how he feels, that when he feels it'll be the right time. Cool, I get that. So what if my man is like, we've been dating for 10 years and my man is not even, no, at some point there needs to be a little bit of pressure. If that's what the woman want, if you're a woman and you want you know, you want to be married, or you're thinking that, okay, I feel like this is dragging out, something needs to be communicated at that point. It can't just be like, I trust it, so I'm gonna just go with it.
But that's it right there. You're not gonna get to 10 years with all of that stuff, and you've had communication. That either means that he said it and you just ain't paid attention to it and you choosing to be here, or we haven't had these conversations and I'm here again by choice because I didn't make the choice to have these conversations. Again, accountability is the key here. We have to hold ourselves accountable for these conversations that we should have, that we need to have, that we don't want to have, or else we're gonna be in some shit we don't want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like this, man. I'm grateful that she said what she said. I liked the video. I liked her energy, just the way she presented and everything. Like, that's all the kind of stuff I was looking at. But I think it's true, man. For somebody you want to marry, I don't think personally that there is a certain time in which you guys need to do it. And I think this goes back to me listening to this podcast over and over again. I think that even Mike said it, like, I don't let culture or anybody else tell me what to do and how to do what I need to do. And so if it is 10, 20, 30 years, if that's the person you want to marry, whatever y'all path looks like is what it looks like. If it's not toxic, then it's healthy. And that just means it's taking the amount of time that it needs. Just like every tree grows at a different rate. Every tree blossoms at a different season. Like, you know, and that's why I put the question inside the chat. I said, women, do y'all ever really want to apply pressure, or do you apply pressure because people are pressuring y'all?
Ooh.
That's it. That is it.
That's for women and men, bro. Honestly, that's for women and men.
100%. I completely agree with you, bro. I completely agree with you on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything is going, and I'm not saying, you know what I mean, you have to date forever. I'm not saying you have to get married soon. Whatever the case may be, whatever is working for you too. But do you feel like, okay, well, you ain't done it yet, and what's wrong? It's been 3 years, it's been 4 years, it's been this, it's been that. It's like, why does it have to be a timeline on certain things like that? Why? I mean, is it because you're getting pressure from somebody else? Do you have other people in your ear? Oh, girl, he must be doing this because he ain't tried to marry you yet, or you know what I'm saying, your parents are, well, how come he's not trying to make an honest woman out of you? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So what's the cause of you wanting to put pressure on there? What's the cause of you just wanting that title? Is it because you just want the title? What is it? What's the reason that you pressuring?
And let's not forget about, you know, sometimes growing up, women put this pressure on themselves. I want to be married by the time I'm 25 or 30 or 35 years old. So now when they meet a guy and they want to be married by 35, and they meet a guy that I think is great, and they met him at 33, now they put that pressure on this man, like, hey, I want to be married by the time I'm 35. And that may end up ruining the relationship because you're so set on, oh, growing up as a little girl, I had this number in mind and I just have to be married by this number. But now you pressured this man into leaving because he's like, okay, wait, I just want to, you know, spend a little bit more time in this before I make that step.
This goes back to the dating process and even being equally yoked. Some people aren't interested in being happily married. They just want to be married. Yes, and sir. Again, I'm not here to judge anybody or criticize anybody for it. If that you want to be president, I mean, go for it. But at least expose somebody else to that truth about who you are and what you want, because somebody else might be on a whole different wavelength. It's like, yo, I want to do it the right way so that it can be healthy, have longevity. Here's my vision for my life, and here's how marriage works into that vision. Some people, like, it's marriage is all I want. I just want to be married, whether it works out or not. I just want to be married. And I think that's the conversation that a lot of people need to have. And as I think about this topic myself in different situations I've been in, I understand, like Amber said, people don't like to be pressured into something they haven't decided on doing yet. Yeah. And if you don't have that kind of patience, like the girl said, this is a man. If this is a man that I want to marry, then I should trust him that when it's time. And the fact of the matter is that if you give him an ultimatum and you leave and you still want to marry him, why'd you just do that to yourself?
Why?
Yep.
If you no longer want to marry him and you leave, then understandable. But if you want to marry him and then you leave, what's the game here?
You pushed him back more time.
I agree. And I'll say this.
Now I got to add to your sentence.
Right. I'll say this. It's important not to, when you're in a relationship and you guys are contemplating marriage, and hopefully you guys have communicated these things to each other, and so you guys are on the same path. So he's not proposing and then you saying no. But I think that it's important not to let anybody sway you left or right when it comes to that, because a lot of times it could be mom, dad. Oh, well, y'all, like Dub said, y'all been together X amount of time and it ain't happened yet. What's going on? I want these grandbabies. The church, sometimes the church is cold on them sometimes. Well, you guys supposed to yada, 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 yada. Man, do what you feel is best for you. Hopefully it's right in the eyes of God, but do what you feel is best for your relationship. Don't let nobody else dictate your relationship. Let that be discussed between you and your partner, and y'all go ahead and be happy. No matter if y'all meet one day and y'all get married the very next day. If that's what y'all think is right, do that.
Check this out, Mike. Thought this was interesting. A lot of women desire marriage because they feel they need to have kids by a certain age, and often end up with kids and lose the husband because the pressure backfired.
Ooh, that's good. Because I get the wanting to have a kid by a certain age from the health perspective of it.
What if you just want to be happy by a certain age? What if you just decided on that? What if you decided I just want to be complete and whole by a certain age and let the rest of it play out? What if you decided I want to be healed from all my childhood trauma by a certain age and let the rest of that play out?
You know what the key point to all of this is? Communication and telling somebody, this is what I decided. This is how I want to live. You want
not to judge you.
Point. I just want to live out my life here. If it does not work, just because I want you and I want this, you want this, and we want this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's okay.
Yeah. But you know what?
Be communication is key, people.
Well, that whole conversation we had about communication last week, bro. Dub, you rearing up, man. What you got?
I'm just listening, bro. I'm listening, gathering my bearings.
One of my friends just texted me. She said women have a different biological timeline to think of. Men can have kids in their 60s, till they're 60. Women have a shorter time span, so sometimes it's just how things have to unfold for them. Which is why I'm not against marrying a woman with kids. I'm all for that. But don't try to rope me into a doomed relationship or a doomed marriage just because you got this timeline. Do that with another nigga. I'm cool. You got 2 kids. We can still make something happen. You got a failed marriage or 2. All right. You learn from your mistakes. All right. We can still do something. But as for me in my house, I'm not going to be roped into something out of pressure, especially if it's not God.
So I want to say something in regards to that, what your friend just said. A lot of people put these emphasis on, a lot of women per se put these emphasis on, oh, men have a lot of time, men could. A woman could have kids late too. Just because it's a man, don't always assume that a man could still have kids late. There's certain things that goes with women, with men's body as well. Men's testosterone levels decrease. Certain things happen with men too. So you can't all of a sudden just say, well, men have this time and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes men want to have families and stuff like that. Sometimes it's the women who just, you know what I'm saying? Bitch. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Sometimes it's the men who want the family. Sometimes it's the man who wants to, whether it be marriage, whether it be have kids, whatever. Sometimes it's the men that have these desires and want to do these things, and it's the ladies holding it up. So it's not just trying to have these desires and want this from men. Like sometimes women have to take responsibility of and own their shit too. Sometimes women be playing hella games.
Agreed. We got another one. D-Money.
We do. I was trying to see if they wanted to add some more to it after they texted to me. We do, brothers. What direction I want to go in, man? We can go. We talking about some relationship. 1 or 2. Just hold up your finger. 1 or 2. 1.
Wait, I can't even hear.
2.
They letting my internet out.
Close the doors and the windows.
Stop letting my internet out.
Dub still got up the peace sign on my end right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, Kerry, we need you to vote, bro. Two. All right, let's go with this one. We're going with two. If we have time, y'all gonna like both of these, but if we have time, we'll do the other one as well.
The most important thing in a relationship, if you want it to go the distance, is being kind and actually staying interested in the other person's experience and point of view. Mm-hmm. Like the challenge of being in a relationship that long is you think you know somebody.
Yeah.
And
so true.
The fact is, I don't care how great your relationship is or how bad it is or whatever, but how great it is in particular. There are parts of the person you're with that you don't know because even they don't know that. The most important thing.
That's good.
How y'all feel, man?
I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Oh, go ahead, bro.
One more time?
Yeah.
Please.
All right.
The most important thing in a relationship, if you want it to go the distance, is being kind and actually staying interested in the other person's experience and point of view. Mm-hmm. Like the challenge of being in a relationship that long is you think you know somebody.
Yeah.
And
so true.
The fact is, I don't care how great your relationship is or how bad it is or whatever, but how great it is in particular. There are parts of the person you're with that you don't know because even they don't know that. The most important thing.
I know that she talked about getting to know the person and think you know too well, but I think that kind part just got overlooked just a little bit. And I think that is so important to be kind. That kind piece, man. And kind is not just this, what I can give you. It's what you deserve. It's something, it's me honoring the commitment I made to you, whether we dating, we're in an exclusive relationship or we married, even your brothers and your sisters, like that kind piece goes a long way. It takes sacrifice to be kind to someone, let alone really engage in their experience. Understand like what is life doing to you right now? I want to engage and be a student of not, oh man, I get up early in the morning anyway. I get up at 6. I get up before you. So you should be able to, like, that is so disengaged from their experience. Oh man, I grew up this way. So you should be able to handle this, but that's not their experience. How is life occurring to them? Being kind with them and then wanting to be a student of how they're going through this experiment called life.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to get to know the getting to know a person aspect. You know, people are multifaceted. You know, there is a lot that people, a lot that people have within themselves, different layers, right? And if you're just so used to just being stuck on one particular layer, you don't know that person, you know what I mean, entirely, or you don't take a chance to try to get to know that person in different avenues, different aspects, you just stuck. I feel like people have a lot more to show you than what you just see. And sometimes people feel judged. Sometimes people feel like they can't show you certain parts. Sometimes people feel like, they've tried to show you different parts and it's just not received. So let alone the growth aspect, you know what I mean, that happens over time, that you start to evolve into somebody, you know, or different things. But just like sometimes people have these expectations, and this is what I want to see from you. This is how I need to see it from you because this is what I'm used to, and this is what I'll accept. But the whole time, there's so much more to this person that they're not even willing to show you. So I think it's important to get to know somebody. Just keep your eyes open and see who that person are, and allow them to be who they are. Allow them to grow. Allow them to develop. Allow them to, you know, to whatever's going to happen in life that's going to change them into somebody else. Just different characteristics. Allow it to happen, and don't judge them.
This goes back to, I think, what Carrie was saying earlier about that one life, one shine. Sometimes I've done this, and I've seen other people do this before. It's like, this is the only shot I get at life. And so you're asking me to wait an indefinite amount of time for something that I may or may not see you putting towards effort to do anything about. Wouldn't it be easier, or wouldn't it make more sense for us just to occupy the space that we can occupy right now, instead of trying to force this square peg into this round hole at the moment, because it may evolve into something that fits later. But at the same time, I've seen it myself, and I've seen other people. It's like, man, like, it's not our time. It just wasn't our season to try that out. Even though I hear Dub now saying like, yo, you might want to take that away from so much logic and spend some time with God with that, because there may be something there that's brimming, that's changing in the moment, that you're just not even being sensitive to seeing that person come into this awakening. And so that's what I talked about last week, listening to Dub a little differently. And you know me, I'm just kind of like, okay, well, this don't fit, this don't work, but just being a little more sensitive to feel the situation out and maybe give people a little bit more space and a little bit more time and a little bit for me to actually see.
You know, even looking at it at you know, that same thing, you only get one life, one shine. But look at it from the perspective of, okay, I only get one life, one shine. I want this person in my life, but in order to keep this person in my life, I have to be like this towards this person, or I only have to show this person because if I show them full me, they're not going to accept me. So it's like, how do I get the chance to just be free with my one life, one shine? Because according to a certain person, I have to be one way and one way only.
Maybe your freedom doesn't include them.
Maybe it does, maybe it don't.
And I think that's the part for me that always sticks out. It's like, if it comes down between my freedom, because I don't think anybody can stop you from being free. Only you can. It's the only time we'll stop ourselves from being free is when we think that this person is more important, more valuable than my freedom. I think that it is when I'm when I'm courageous enough to just be who I am without permission is when people truly see who I am. If I'm waiting for the situation to look right and for the person to give me permission and say, okay, I'm going to wait. Once you just show me just from the gate, you owe that to yourself. That's what my therapist taught me. That's you being dismissive of your own feelings and how you've been wanting to be free for so long and nobody has to give you permission. Why haven't you done it yet? Not talking to you, Dub, but kind of like what he was telling me. And so I'm not waiting for anybody else to come in and chime in and say, all right, I'm going to wait, or I know there's more to you. Like, I need to be walking in my fullness and my freedom every day, giving myself permission to do it.
I don't think so much it is so much that you have to wait for permission. I just feel like sometimes, even when it comes to the whole acceptance thing, like I feel like sometimes people, when they are their true authentic self and all those different layers are showing, sometimes they may get rejected over and over again. Sometimes the acceptance may not be there. You know, just like how you'll see movies where, you know, you'll have one kid in school and he's not as cool as everybody else. So everybody's just, you know what I'm saying, ragging on him and just making him feel a certain way. Him just being himself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm just like people are just trying to fit in, you know what I mean? Even being themselves, right? Not trying to act a certain way, but how do you navigate in being yourself, completely getting dismissed because people don't want to accept you, but then you get a fucking mentality, say, oh, well, fuck it, I'm gonna still be myself. And if you don't want to be around, you don't want to be around. But then people still say, well, why are you always by yourself?
What about the people who have accepted you as you are, though?
That's fine. That's cool.
Then why would you still be by yourself? If somebody does accept you, why would you be by yourself?
Because sometimes even with that acceptance doesn't come full acceptance. Sometimes even with acceptance, it still comes distance. Sometimes even with that acceptance, people still have their own life to live. Right. And even with that, it's not even just that those people don't accept you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just have stuff going on. Sometimes it's just like, okay, well, I accept you. I love you. You're my brother. I know how you are. But hey, these are the things we don't have in common. So we're only spending time on the things that we do have in common.
And now you speak in my language, because I've been there too. Just I felt like even with us as brothers that we've had more in common than we've actually expressed. And I think that this goes back to what we said in the beginning of the show, man, just seeing some of the things that Carrie went through and how it affected our brotherhood, what you went through, how it affected our brotherhood, what I went through in Texas and how it affected our brotherhood. And we knew that we saw each other in different light. We just ain't seen each other in that light in a long time. We wonder if it's still there. And we have no choice but to draw distance, because I remember when we were talking about you and I would talk all the time. And I told Carrie about this, like Dub would always say, nobody loves me, nobody cares. And I was always there, caring and loving. And over time, because I never heard you mention my name, it caused me to have distance from you because I thought you didn't know. And Carrie was like, he knows, he's just not talking about you. He's talking about the people who don't, you know, accept him and love him. I'm like, but why doesn't he ever mention me? Because I've been here. And I perceived that in a way that I needed help processing, because I thought that maybe you didn't see me. And I got checked.
I feel like as humans, some things we don't, some things we don't admit because we feel like we're wrong for feeling that way. We want to be accepted. We want to be accepted for who we are, and we want people to love us to an extreme degree. As much as we say we don't care, it doesn't. And I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I mean, I'm really being honest from my own self. We want these things, and we want this. We have this desire, but the reality of it is, we say this phrase, "We're good enough," but we don't apply it because we want this. It's something that wants this acceptance. But then something clicks one day, and the acceptance of self allows us to not really be overly concerned with other people's acceptance. And then we start to live. But then when people say, oh, well, now I'm living. No, you're living in the light that you have always been living in. You just decided to stop letting people intercept your shine. So when I say that, I'm saying that like the people that are supposed to accept you are going to accept you. We want everyone to, and that's not the case. And yes, when we finally admit it, or we realize it and we get it, we realize that number of people that actually accept us is really small as fuck.
Right. That's the truth. That's the truth.
But those are the people that matter. And we've made all of these other, excuse my French, mother lovers matter when they don't. When the love that we need and the love that we were meant to get, we are sometimes already receiving, but we've let these other motherfuckers bother our vision and intercept what we're already getting.
That's solid, man. I've done it. I've done it. Y'all have tried to reach out to me multiple times in one of my relationships I was in, and because she had drained me so much and wasn't paying attention to all the stuff I was trying to do for her, I didn't even want what y'all was trying to give me. Couldn't even hear what y'all was trying to give me until retrospect when I look back on it. Mike, you want to chime in on this, bro?
No, I'm still I was gonna chime in on what the video said. I just thought it was really
you got away from the video. My bad.
No, I'm not saying that there was a problem, because the conversation is still good and it can tie into this as well. But I was just saying sometimes not even sometimes. I think that with my relationship I'm in now, I think the reason why it's probably one of the best relationships I've been in is because that piece about really trying to understand how that other person views life. You know what I mean? Kind of like you and Dub were saying. You know what I mean? It's important for you to not to just see life through your eyes, the struggles that you've had, the way you grew up, the way you were raised, but you kind of got to look at, not even kind of, you have to look at how this person was raised, because knowing how somebody was raised and the things they've been through will tell you exactly why they are how they are right now in your relationship. Oh, well, it's not that, oh, you're just messy, you don't never clean up. But then you get to know the person and kind of find out her daddy was messy. And he didn't never clean up. And that's all she saw growing up was just throwing dishes in the sink, leaving clothes out, never doing it. So that's why she is how she is. So that's something that these can be generational curses, not just, oh, you're just this or you're just that. It's important to try to see life through your partner's eyes. It's important to try for me to see life through Carrie's eyes. Sometimes me and Carrie be out driving. I'm cool in Inglewood. I'm cool with my red hat on in Inglewood. Carrie, hey, you might want to take that off. If I didn't know his situation, I think, nigga, no. But because I know what he's been through, I get it. Cool, not a problem. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't if you don't take the time to get to know the people that you care about, those relationships that you hold dear is gonna fail anyway.
I mean, I just want to say that I'm glad that y'all accept me for my greatness and my weirdness. Like, I mean, I'm laughing, but you don't know how many people don't have people. They already don't have a circle. But the circle that they do have is just like what Doug was saying a minute ago. They really don't accept you for who you are. It's really not. It's a lot. You really love a person if you accept them for who they are,
and especially if they don't like things about the things that you would normally do, but they love you, so they accept it. My circle accepts my skinny jeans. They accept my comb over when I do my hair.
My dad jeans.
They accept the fact that I'm like really like overly optimistic and nice, and in other circles, that's all cap, nigga. Like, and y'all accept it. I can be soft about certain things and too much, and y'all talk about those niggas, but y'all love me when I do it because y'all love me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, man. Even in the beginning, we were joking around about like the whole makeup thing. Like, if I did come from a photo shoot with a full face of makeup, y'all niggas would clown on me, but y'all wouldn't stop loving me.
That's a fact. I think that another big thing that you said that really spoke to my heart during the show, Donnie, is when you were saying, you know, people would treat Dub a certain way, and it'll affect you. That's big, and I've seen that big in this circle because of ways that I felt about people that said things about Carrie, about people that have said things about Dub. It bothered me a certain way to where I took it personal. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you have a circle, you almost share the same heart for one another. You know what I'm saying? Man. When Carrie cries about something, or when Carrie's down about something, I find myself down about if Dub is down about something. I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Trying to think of ways that I can help, or what can I do, or what can I say, or you know what I mean? It's instinctive. It's not something you try to do. It's not on purpose. It's instinctive.
And I was talking to myself the other day, and I was telling myself that love is an urge, man. When love is in you, you have love for somebody, you have an urge to do certain things you wouldn't normally do. When the Bible talks about the characteristics of love, it comes from an urge, man. When love is really in you for somebody, you have this urge, burning desire that you have to do certain things. And I'm telling you, man, I've seen certain things come to pass with my brothers in relationships, and it felt like I was watching my child be abused. And that's why it was unsettling in my soul. And if the person wanted to let me do it about, and I had no choice but to distance myself, I can't sit here and continue to watch this happen. I love this person, and I see what you're doing to it, and I see they don't really know, and they in the midst of it, and they ain't gonna stop it. It hurts, and it's not even happening to you. But like you said, since we connected like that,
I just want to say in the deepest, most heartfelt, most hood way I could say it, I fuck with y'all. Every single person on this camera right now, like on a sincere, don't matter how many days, months, years we've known each other. I fuck with y'all probably more than anybody else that I have in my history of friends.
In my history of fucking with, I get you.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, let's unless somebody else has something to add, I want to finish off today's show a little differently, but still doing the mental health piece.
I'm good.
You know? So I want to play this last video because we oftentimes at the end of the show talk about therapy, and we talk about, you know, if you need help, you had trauma and whatnot. But I wanted to introduce therapy through a different lens today. Therapy is not always for just addressing childhood trauma. Sometimes therapy is necessary for learning a new skill set. We talked about this briefly, I think, in the past episode. And sometimes I need to learn how to communicate, or I need to learn how to recognize when I'm being triggered, or I need to learn, I need to learn how to be more compassionate. Maybe it's just a skill set that you need to learn. Maybe I need to learn how to express my emotions when I'm passionate. So I want to play this video real quick, and then end off the show a little differently with this piece on mental health that we like to end with. 3, where is it at? 2 and 1.
The 5 fight languages. So we all fight differently. Like, so there are some of us in a fight situation who go quiet, and we just need to retreat, and we need to hide away, and we need to process our thought. Then there's another language where it's like, I need to talk this out right now. Like, this is it. Like, we need to have this conversation. And then a third fight language is the language of, I need to consult someone. But you hear it often where people are like, oh, I need to talk to this, or I need to talk to that. Another fight language is the language of instant blame. Like, you just start blaming that person straight away. Like, you don't want to take any responsibility for it. And of course we
Sounds very juvenile.
Yes, very. But it happens.
I know.
And with that video, man, it exposes you to the fact that everybody's different. and people may approach a fight or an argument or a discussion from a different way, and why they shut down because is one of the ways. Just because they're not so eager like I am to talk it out doesn't mean they're wrong or they're bad. That's their style. And maybe therapy is a place where you can learn how to continue to communicate with someone who shuts down, who gets quiet, or how to continue to communicate with someone who always wants to bring another person into the conversation. Therapy can teach you how to manage different environments that are outside of your norm. It can help you to expand or evolve as a human being who's going to continue to interact with other people, who wants to grow in their relationship with their children. I don't understand this generation. Maybe therapy helps you understand the generation. I don't understand my wife. Ever since she got into this accident, she's been different. Maybe a lot about her has changed. Maybe therapy is not about your wife. Maybe it's about you understand biology and psychology and how the human mind works. Sometimes therapy can do that. It can add a new skill set to you that you can use out in the world somewhere else, and nothing has to be wrong with you. So with that being said, man, I just wanted to, as other brothers chime in, I want to put this number up again. It's an access line, 24-hour mental health number, 1-800-854-7771, 1-800-854-7771, 24-hour mental health resource line where you can get connected to a therapist, a counselor, or a support group. And tonight, I just really wanted to highlight that you don't have to call if something's wrong. You could just call if you want to enhance in a certain area of your life. Fellas, y'all want to chime in?
Nah, I'm good tonight, bro. That's you said it.
I concur.
I'm good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to please screenshot this and just save it in your phone somewhere. 1-800-854-7771. You may want to share it with someone else. You may want to call tonight. You may want to call next week. Just have it close to you. Just screenshot it, save it in your phone. And just remember, man, like, there's nothing wrong with you. We're all experimenting in this life thing, and we all need somebody to talk to. And some people don't have their parents or family members or people that really care about them. A therapist is a good choice. But maybe sometimes when we say you need therapy, maybe we're saying you do need to, if you can, if it's a healthy environment, have that conversation with that person, with your mom, with your dad, with that relative, with that coworker. Maybe there's something therapeutic in you just being honest. So we thank you guys for watching tonight. Fellas, any last words before we bounce up out of here?
Just the thank yous, the usual thank yous. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for following. Thanks for giving us all your money. I thought we were gonna get through the whole show without this nigga.
You thought wrong, brother. You thought wrong.
I just want to tell people, like, we always talk about like loving on other people and things of that sort. Make sure that you're loving on yourself as much as you're loving on other people. Like, you time is so important because when you're able to take you time, you get to see your good, your bad, and your alimony within yourself. I mean, real talk, man. You go through a separation and a divorce within self at times. Be kind to yourself. Like, you growing is hard. Be kind to yourself, man. Like, real talk. And maybe it's just my own personal thing because I've started to be more patient with myself and more like present with myself, man. And it takes a lot. That's what's fucked up. I guess that's why I'm saying it. Because it really takes a lot to be kind and patient with your damn self.
Yeah.
You can give it to everybody else, but when it comes to you, you gotta find grace for yourself. Be kind to yourself, people. Be kind to the people that love you, but definitely be kind to the love that you give to self and for self. So, that's just my.
And that's easy to be kind when you're in the DR, but that's none of my business.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm in Inglewood. It's hard to be kind in Inglewood. Sorry.
You can still be kind to yourself, though, bro.
I want to say this, man. Before we come back and join you guys for another episode, between now and then, Sir Double-Lot is going to celebrate a birthday.
Hey.
Sir Double-Lot is going to celebrate a birthday. Listen, this brother may not put his cash up here, but I tell you what, if you go over to his Instagram page at Mr._Cutley, he is gladly receiving donations of most kind. He's gladly receiving donations of most time. This brother, he loves martial arts. He loves guns and tactical things. If you're looking to get him a gift. No, real talk though. I wanted to take a moment at the end of this show tonight, bro, because before we meet again, you're gonna be another year older. And tonight, I really did highlight you a lot, man, because I love you and I love our relationship, man. You have been a brother. Real talk.
Man, tell that nigga.
Don't nobody know, you know what I'm saying? Kerry don't even know because he left us in Texas alone. But some of them days and some of them nights and some of them situations we had to work through, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of those situations were about Kerry, you know, and we had to work through those together. That he used to look like that too, but he still was able to catch him. I just want you to know, bro, that I love you. I see the work that you're doing on stage and off stage, behind the scenes. Your efforts are not in vain. I just want to remind you, man, that what you're doing, when it's all said and done, this life is said and done, this is going to be between you and God. And everything that you're doing, especially for the people who don't deserve it, man, God is going to count you as faithful with what he trusted you with, man. You have everything that you need. God's going to continue to add the people to you. And as you asked me once upon a time, man, never let you go. I don't care what happens, man. I'm sticking to that commitment. I love you, bro.
That, bro. Love you too.
Hey, man, I just like being on the better side.
You know, and sometimes you got to just believe when
So I was saying, when you're a person that's so passionate and, like you said, in some aspects aggressive, it's good to be on the good side. You feel me? So I'm glad that we're in the happy sharing space with you, Doug. Man, you're an amazing person, bro. I mean.
I thought the nigga froze.
Listen, I did too.
I'm laughing because I know how I felt when me and Dub got into it in Texas. I felt like I was missing. Bitch. I felt like I was missing something. You know what I mean? Like that's when you know somebody's important to you. Yeah. You matter way more than you will ever know to the people that you matter to, brother.
Appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
And Mike is gonna sing happy birthday to you tonight. We've been waiting for the end of the show for this. Listen. Okay, let's listen then.
So for me, I'm probably the baby in the circle, but just being in the circle for as long as you had, as I have, I feel like I was accepted from day one. When we met at the little Fiesta Martins, it was automatic chemistry, laughing, joking, like we had known each other for much longer than we actually had. And I've learned a lot. Honestly, I've learned a lot. Like how vocal you are, how you just, this is what I think and this is what I say. No matter who's around, no matter who thinks what, no matter if everybody else doesn't think what you think, you're still gonna tell them what you think, and you're gonna stick by that, and that's commendable, man. And it's something to look up to, man. And you know what I'm saying. And that's why it bothers me when I hear you say people don't accept you, because in my eyes, fuck them people. I accept you, and I'm always finna accept you, brother, because I see your heart and I see the type of dude that you are, and you don't come across a lot of yous in life. So I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. And everybody that wished me a happy birthday in the chat, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The best way to wish this brother happy birthday is right here, Mr. Cutley. I'm not even gonna ask for 10%, bro. I just want to continue to tell the people
don't let them slut you out. Don't let them slut you out.
They can go out there. Listen, bro. Listen, y'all ain't gonna be able to see him because it's social distancing. So send him a love offering. Send the brother a love offering. Send him enough to go to lunch. You know what I'm saying to you? The brother, he eats. He needs to eat. You know, find out. You need to put the Amazon list together because people want to do nice things.
God,
my mentor told me a long time ago, some people have the gift of giving, and if you don't say what you need, you'll never get it. Some people, that is their gift. So again, Mr. Cutley, that's on Instagram, and on Facebook is Arrow Kifo Cutley, and you see him and buy the nigga a new do rag or whatever it is that's on your heart.
Some tanning gel, whatever you need.
Wow. Any words, Dub? That's how you do it, Dub. Anything you want to say to the people, Dub?
Man, once again, just thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Just thank you guys for support. Thank you guys for being here, tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. You know, God says the same. I'll be celebrating another birthday on Saturday. You know, it's all good.
Amen. Amen. We got a lot of love for you. Allison, we love you too. We know your birthday's coming up. You've been a faithful viewer on here. We appreciate you. Man, and you've looked out and you've shown love. And so we appreciate just the kind of movement that you show an example for other people. And Dub is gonna send you his cash app personally. So we appreciate y'all for showing. Nah, for real though. Who wants to pray out tonight, man? Cool. Got it. Father God, Yahweh, it's in your name that we come thanking you for this night and this opportunity. As much as we talked about mending relationships in this one life we get, we know that it's only going to be best lived and optimized if we do it by faith. So we're praying right now, Father God, as you search us out, us and all the audience members, if there's any place inside of us that lacks courage, help us to uncover the lie that's causing us to be timid. It's causing us to procrastinate. It's causing us to just live inside of fear. Help us to move forward, even in the face of fear. Help us to be courageous, Father God, at the right time. Help us not to put off what we need to be doing, Father God. Help us not to be that person at the front of the line when the light turns green and we just sitting there. Father God, help us not to need a million confirmations before we move. Help us to be so in tune with your voice that at the whisper of go, leave, left, right, we just simply obey, trusting you with the outcome. Help us not to be a slave to our circumstances. Help us not to idolize success. Help us to just get deeper into our relationship with you, that we may properly love those who love us and that we may love our enemies as well. We thank you for this show tonight. Help it to be played again and again for those who need to hear it and see it. We thank you for every audience member and ourselves, that you have strengthened the angels assigned to our care, that they may arrive without delay. We thank you that we're all healed, healthy, blessed, and prosperous. We thank you that your hand is over us. And we thank you that we can go out and be the light because we are secure in our life with you. That is how we prove that we trust you, by going out and being generous to others, because we know that you have us, Father. We thank you for this, the love that's shared between these brothers. Help this brotherhood continue to grow. Help us to pour into each other the way we need to. Help us to show grace with each other. Help us to accept each other, and help us to continue to invest in this brotherhood, Father God. We thank you that you're working on all of us. And it's by faith and patience that we continue to receive the promise. I pray, Lord, that my brother is overwhelmed with love as he's praying to feel again. We know you don't do anything small, Father God. So I pray, Lord, he prepares himself for the overwhelmingness that is coming out of his sincere prayer from his heart to your ears. We thank you that you've heard it, that you've already responded, and we praise you for it already. We thank you, Father God, for this podcast. Help us continue to steward it with a spirit of excellence. We love you. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Man, until we see you guys again, Carrie, hit them with it.
Thank you for coming out. God bless. 2 Chainz.
I hold you down.